The only cat to survive the siege of Leningrad was a cat named Maxim, 1937 to 1957. Today, on the 79th anniversary of the complete liberation of Leningrad from the blockade, I will tell you the story of a very ordinary cat. However, the biography of this cat is anything but ordinary. Fate destined him to be the only, at least documented, cat to survive the 900-day blockade of the city on the Neva. Many are familiar with the terrifying stories of the blockade of Leningrad, but not everyone knows the name of Maxim the cat. Yet, he is an example of life triumphing over death. It was him that the old woman with a scythe broke her teeth on, an ordinary cat, of which there were many before the blockade in Leningrad, as it would have seemed already a victorious feast for himself. The story of Maxim is published in the Blockade Book by Daniel Granin and Ales Adamovich. Maxim was born in 1937 and lived his entire life in the family of Vera Nikolaevna Volobdin on Bolshaya Podyachiskaya Street in the city center, between the Gribodov Canal and Fontanka. Maxim miraculously avoided being eaten. In the starving city, many cats became a dish. There were even fights over cats. A four-legged pet could be snatched from the hands of inattentive owners on the streets, and a courtyard or wandering cat could be stolen if encountered on the way. Uncle Vera, normally restrained and peaceful, would attack the family almost every day, demanding to hand over the cat and be eaten. Vera and her mother resisted this and constantly locked the room with Maxim when they left home for work. The Vologdins also had a parrot named Jacques. Previously cheerful and lively, talkative and singing, he suffered greatly from hunger during the blockade. Jacques lost many feathers and drooped, not to mention that he stopped singing altogether. For his salvation, the owners even exchanged a hunting rifle kept in the house for a handful of seeds for him. The cat also had a tough time. He stopped purring, could not walk much and for long, his fur fell out, and his claws were constantly unsheathed. The owners recall an incident when Maxim climbed into Jacques' cage, and instead of eating the unfortunate and weakened parrot, the hungry cat, suffering from hunger, slept, huddled with the bird in a cold room, thereby warming each other with their bodies. In general, the owners saw such a scene: a cat and a bird, both weakened and hungry, sleeping, clinging to each other, trying to give each other the smallest piece of life. They say that after this incident, even Uncle stopped demanding to hand over the cat for consumption. Unfortunately, the parrot Jacques died a couple of days later. Hunger took its toll. But Maxim the cat survived and endured all the terrible 900 days. They say that when the blockade was lifted, Maxim became a real star. Word of him spread throughout Leningrad. Many came to the Vologdins to see the then miracle: a cat, a living cat. Once a teacher brought an entire class, after which school children started coming regularly to see Maxim. Maxim lived for 20 years. A lot by cat standards. He died of old age in 1957. His longevity is incredibly interesting. He didn't eat enough, suffered, froze, and yet, such a long life. Many of Maxim's peers lived less in more comfortable and favorable conditions. It's as if fate itself extended Maxim's years so that as many people as possible would witness him alive and remember. Let's remember him too.